Story time with Toe.
Story time.
Bet.
In about a week, I'm turning old, Ray. I'm going from young and successful to old as dirt. That's the jump you make. And it's fucked up because I didn't reach the successful part.
It's
And
all
I don't
right. We
think
still
I
gonna
hit
get there.
I don't think I did the young part right neither.
I don't think any of us did, but it is what it is. So what's the story though? Where are we going with this?
Yo, listen. It always comes around this time, right?
Yep.
Because right now, I'm not doing nothing. Like, there's nothing special that I'm doing in terms of like anything different. I'm working, I'm putting up the videos, I'm doing other shit, but I feel overwhelmed as fuck for no reason. You know,
Okay.
you ever felt overwhelmed and just like you like the most minuscule, the littlest shit just makes you feel like you like over like it's fucking with you.
We do get there. That is unfortunately a part of this now. That it's like certain days that just feels like, fuck. Why are we doing all this? You know, it happens. Unfortunately.
Is that, and then I've noticed like when I got back from Florida, shit gets like because it's around my birthday and around certain times of the year, like unintentionally, I start. As much as I want to laugh and joke and all that other shit, it's not like I force it. It's just one of those like I'm drained, like I'm emotionally done. But I start going into my hole of all right, I'm gonna go do my thing. I don't want to fucking do shit, and I'm just gonna sit here.
It sucks because I feel like is it me or does that usually happen a lot of the fucking time when it's about to be the birthday?
Yeah,
Because that happens to me a lot. Every time like my birthday's coming, I start get that feeling of like that's when fucking depression starts to leak up a little bit. That's like,
yeah.
hey, remember I'm still here type of shit.
I'm not emotional,
Yeah.
but I'm a man of passion, right? And sometimes
That's a good way to put it.
yeah,
I
you
like
know,
that.
sometimes your candle gets burned on both ends. I kind of feel selfish, fucking going on vacation, doing all this stuff with because this is like my head has always been, you know, like I don't feel I deserve shit.
Gotcha.
So when I do stuff for me, it's it's a pain in the ass for me because it takes a while for me to do shit.
This is because if you heard the episode I had with Show last week,
Yeah.
I talked about that. How that's the reason unfortunately, a lot of people end up fucking dying early.
Yeah.
Is because people fucking stress out about shit like this and they overstress and they don't allow themselves just to have that moment of like pause. Like I've said it on here. My dad was guilty of it. That dude worked himself till the fucking day he died.
Yeah. Superman is not here. Too bad we can't have him on the show.
You slow as fuck. I should have been on screen. I'm tired of your shit, Toe.
What happens when you come late, motherfucker?
What is this? Emooks? Egooks? You fired. That's it.
It's my horns now, bitch.
Oh shit.
What's going on, Show?
I'm good. Can I get the camera for a second, man? Because I want to address something real quick.
Oh shit. This fucking guy. You
forever.
can't let him talk.
Oh, what the fuck?
No, that's perfect. That's perfect. Over here.
Can't let this fucking guy talk.
Talk to this motherfucker right here. I heard you. You said that I had a fucking finger in my ass, and I told you that shit in secrecy. As a friend, this is why I say this motherfucker ain't shit. He ain't shit, y'all. How dare you? But anyways, I'm done. Thank you.
See, you fucked up the shit. You fucked it up, show.
Oh shit, that was great.
You fucked it up for everybody. But anyway, before show rudely interrupted us, around certain times of the season of different seasons, I get emotionally drained, and that's when I'm like, "Fuck!" I'm feeling. I get to that point where it's not like insecurity. It's I feel like I'm being selfish, going and driving this car. Like like going and taking the weekend to go do this shit. I feel like I'm like I'm being selfish doing stuff for me when and
You feel he
naturally I
should
could
be
be doing
sad.
shit for this.
Is that it? Oh, I
What?
thought you meant. I thought what you was trying to say is you're doing something for yourself when you feel like you should be sad around that time. That's what I thought you meant. But
Well,
now,
here's the thing though. I am sad, but
I know.
I'm sad and fine at the same time. You know how when you're tired but you're happy? It's like, yo, man, I'm chill right now, but I'm tired. It's
Mhm.
like one of
Yeah.
those like, yo, I'm chill, everything's normal, but I'm sad. Like that's the
Yeah.
base level. Like that's when everything calms down. That's where I'm at. But then I'm above. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm normal. But
Mhm.
that's where the baseline is.
Yeah.
And
No, and it can happen that way. You can be there, and the thing is, it's unfortunate because it's like I said last week, and I said it on here, and I was like, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Maybe don't put that out there. There comes a time where you're not going to be happy.
Yeah.
You can be okay, you're just not happy, and we all get there. Unfortunately, it happens. It gets to a point, especially when It's almost like you're in that just robotic mode, and it can happen that way. There's like, no, I'm sad, but things have to keep going. And the way you were saying it though, feeling selfish because you want to do that, and this is why I say you can't. You as much as hard as it is to say, you can't feel that way because you should be able to do things like that. You're being more selfish, taking out more of your time doing this than you are taking time to actually do something for you. Because you're being selfish to yourself. You're taking away time where you can finally have that peace of mind, just relax. Even though it is going to be it's still working because you're doing stuff to fix shit, you know? It
Right.
isn't, this is one of those where it's like, you're taking a little vacay, but you're not vacating in a sense.
Yeah.
But still, doing that is a lot better than not doing it just because, I have to focus on this, you know?
let me. I'm sorry to interrupt you because
No, yeah.
I wanted to give you from a perspective of somebody that knows him
Yeah.
because I understand what you're saying,
Yeah.
but I don't think it correlates. I don't even know what that word means, but fuck it. I don't.
I think the word you were trying to say is correlates.
Correlate.
Listen, I don't give
Go
a
with.
fuck.
It means go with.
Go with.
Yeah, it doesn't go with this. Yeah.
Yeah, like the topic is sensitive. I'm gonna say, when are you on vacation for your birthday?
Yeah.
All right, he's on vacation for his birthday.
Yep.
Now, I don't know. Do you want me to talk about it, or you good with it, or you?
Say what you gonna say.
All right, Ray. Around his birthday. Matter of fact, I'm lying. It actually starts this month around Valentine's Day. Before he didn't notice. He didn't notice. But every time around this year would get like this. Exactly. So it was a pattern for me, not knowing him. I didn't know him. I just used to deliver to him. And you see a guy that's normal appear 24/7, and I read people. So around February 14th, I'm like, this guy's, he doesn't shave. He doesn't, like, he looks like bummed out. Like, I just want this day to be over.
Yeah.
So you try to gauge what it is. Like, yo, maybe he's having a bad day. But every year it's like, and it's like, nah. So then you start learning about him. You start understanding why. And it's like, you start not it's not already been accepted, but you start saying, I understand.
Yeah, there's a deeper understanding to it. And I know what it is because I also go through it with certain dates.
Yeah.
And for us, we have to, because there's never truly accepting it. but every year there's some sense of a little more of trying to, because we have to somewhat accept it.
Yeah.
And that's why I said last week, that's like, yeah, I'm not, there's certain days I am just not happy anymore, because it's still that hard thing to try to swallow, you know.
It's real.
It is, and it's something where in times like this is why I'm saying what I'm saying, because as much as that could be the majority of the reason, when we don't even just give our time to let that be a distraction from it, it takes over everything.
I was gonna give you your flowers. I was gonna say, listen, man, you go through whatever it is you need to go through,
Facts.
whatever you feel you have to go through, because you, my friend, you went through the biggest loss, bro, and it could have been yesterday, still a trillion years from now, bro. You deserve that. So don't ever feel ashamed about that, bro.
Nah. I mean, I used to, but it's now it becomes like subconscious. Like it's like I don't remember, but my body does. When I was 14 years old, we took our first family trip that I could remember to Disney World.
Okay.
Down in Florida, and our hotel room. Every time we went to one of the amusement parks, we went on the highway and we found on the right hand side it was this pole that had the Mickey Mouse logo on it. And when we came home, it was on the left hand side. That's how we knew we was going in the right direction. This was before GPS.
Got you.
That's how
It's
we
one of
knew
those
we
that's
was going-
like,
yeah.
you know the way. Like
Yep.
if you get here,
Yep.
you're good.
Because it was always arguing. It was like, yo, if we go east, we got to come back west. It was always like had that thing, you're going the wrong way, and then we saw it, and we knew. Bye. So
That's the right one.
So in September, when me and Show drove down there, I showed him the sign and I took a picture of it. And every time we drove, we passed that sign, and I'm with my cousins. So I see the sign, and something just hit me, and it was like, I'm not gonna lie to you. I was like, yo, Mom, Uncle Pete, I feel like I should do this. And I got a like overwhelming feeling like, then do it. And I pulled over. I was like, yo, you drive. And that was something like that just triggered me into like, I go see my aunt. My sister's older, my mother's older sister. Besides her having green eyes and my mom having crystal clear blue eyes, they're almost like a match for each other. Like she reminds me of my mother all the time. You know,
Got
like
you.
100%. And then you start realizing, like, oh shit, my birthday is next week, and I made plans to do something on that day. But I'm like, fuck. I know it's my birthday, but I forgot it's my birthday. But the day before my birthday is my mother's birthday. So
That's what I was gonna point out. I haven't.
yeah. So it gets confusing because I'm more excited for other people's birthdays than mine.
Yeah.
You know, but like I said, it's just one of those things. It's like I don't know if it's I miss them or if it's still wrong because they're not here. You know what I'm saying? Like you do things and you progress in life and all that, and it's like, damn, they're not here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it almost seems like you're filling up the ocean with with bottles of water. It's like it don't need the water. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Trust me, I there's a lot of things that I'm like that, bro. Last Friday with the with commentary, the only thing I kept thinking was that it's like, fuck, he didn't get to see this. All this shit I'm doing now with wrestling, he's not getting to see this. The shit that he put me onto, because I've always said it. The reason I started watching wrestling was watching it with him. Like I say, I started watching since I was 3. I probably was watching since I was a baby because they were always watching.
Yeah.
But I can remember 3. And it's one of those where I felt like that for everything when I graduated because my dad didn't get to see me graduate, and I'm like, fuck, I shouldn't be graduating. You know,
Yeah.
that's where your mentality goes. It's like I shouldn't be doing this. I shouldn't be doing that. They're not here to see this. Why do I get to do this if they're not here?
Yeah.
And it's the unfortunate side of grief they don't tell you about that stays with you no matter what. Even if you
Yeah.
go through every sign, every part of grief, everything, they don't tell you that mentality stays for a while, and it might never leave. Because there's always going to be that point where you finally again start to accept certain things. Like now, certain holidays, I'm like, I have that moment that it clicks again. That it's like, fuck, they're not here, or he's not here. And that moment is like, but then it's like, you know what? He would want us to do this. He would want us to do
Yeah.
that, and that helps me get through it. The issue is, the more and more that you again try to accept and try to go through it, there's still going to be those days it just hits. And it's just like, fuck, like, why am I getting to do this, but they didn't get to see this? You know? And
Yeah.
it sucks. With this, bro, every birthday, I'm like, yeah, I'm good. Now I started to feel that way. I say, yeah, I'm good. Like, I look at it now, and that was funny enough, one of the topics I was going to bring up today is the idea of, are we, because we want to live for the next day, are we not enjoying the moment now? And I feel like, unfortunately, we do that a lot now.
Yeah.
That's that point of that we're just worried about getting this ready, doing this, that we don't enjoy those little moments.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I'm telling you now with this, like, bro, let that little mini vacay, enjoy that. Do what you have to do. Let that be something that it gives you some type of, again, some feeling of enjoyment. Even though it's a difficult weekend.
Yeah. But the people who always assured me was my mother, my uncle. So it's kind of like I'm doing this stuff, and I feel like, oh yeah, they're like, yo, we actually do this. Like, me and Sho took a fucking road trip off of a whim. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, yo, that shit was dope. But then we come back from it, and it's like, all right, that's done now. All right. And you know, Baskin is like, yo, we did that, and that opens up the door for us to do it more. And it didn't open up the door for us to do it more. It just was like, all right, we did that, and then
Shit, you about to do it again. You lying.
well, because it got to that point where it was like, I want this, and I have to get over the fact that, well, I have to get over the I don't want to say the fear and the limitation I put on myself of distance to get this. You know what I'm saying? But also that's like an achievement for me. Is like, I took away a limitation in order to achieve a goal of something where I'm allowing myself to spoil myself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I got a question for both of y'all.
So,
And it was damn, it sucks as y'all. It sounded like y'all was going another direction, but I'm gonna bring y'all right back. Do y'all believe that the people that have passed don't see us?
that they don't or they do?
That they don't, because it from the way y'all feel, it feels like it's over. Like you don't feel
Okay.
like your mother or father's still with you or watching your compliments. Matter of fact, when you get up there, I seen you on that podcast every day. You was my favorite show. You dummy.
No, you know what it is? You know what it is? To me, it's not that they, I believe they see us. At least I want to hope they do.
I just couldn't communicate. My bad.
That's what it is. It feels like because we don't get that, and sometimes we get those signs. You have to be open-minded with how it comes, but sometimes you get that sign.
Some people ask for it. Go ahead. My bad.
And, no, it's all good. And that's the thing. The way I say it, at least the way I'm like, but they're not here, and it's because of that. It's that physical here, you know. And again, I would hope he saw the speech I did that day for fucking my graduation. I would hope he saw me take my first bump. I would hope all this.
And I
But
would
it's
hope-
that actual just physical conversation. It's like I told you last week. I would have loved to have him just tell me, stop overthinking this interview.
Yeah.
Just to hear him do that. And that's it. It's stuff like that. It's those little things that just because physically they can't do it anymore, it's what makes it more of that fucking hole. But for me, I hope they see us. I've
Yeah.
always had that mentality that they're watching down on us. But
I pray that you someday get your sign. Like I really do. Like someday, like you, it's a sign that's clear. Like, nah, you. There's only one person, bro. I see you. You see me. Because honestly, I've only lost one person, and that's my grandfather. And the day he died, I saw this weird creature. I didn't know it was a grasshopper in New York. I don't know how. On the 6th floor. It was a grasshopper. I'm like looking at it. I'm like, represents my grandfather.
yeah,
So every
no,
time,
again, it's little things like that. Like I've gotten a few. Like with my grandfather, for a while, if I would go to his room, again, little things it would be. Even at for us, a lot of the times when you see like a little sombra, that's like,
okay, you'll feel
did you
it.
see that? Like no one else would see it, but it's like you'll just okay, and it's things like that. That's why I say they give you the signs. It's just you have to
You gotta know.
be open minded with it.
Me, I hope that's what it is, but I don't think they're watching over me. I think they're watching over the rest of the family. Because I get this feeling. It's like people say that they get those dreams and those feelings and those things, and I don't get that. But I kind of feel like I'm on that part of life where you got to do shit on your own,
No,
and it's like I'm paying my dues here. But I also have this like weird feeling in my gut that I got to take over the responsibility of being my mother and my uncle. You know, not like necessarily being them shot for shot, but being that person in the family that was like that.
no,
You know, that the person who, as best as he could, try to keep the glue there, or the one that you need help. I'm that person, or like the tough one. You know what I'm saying? Like and it's weird because I don't know if I can take that responsibility. You know, I don't know if I'm as good as they are at being that person of the family. You know what I'm saying? And I've never thought that I would be that person. I never thought I would be the person that gave tips of the day. I never thought I would be mature at all. I'm at the point I tell Ray this all the time, and I think this is just solely on me now.
no.
I'm at the point in my life where it's like, fuck it, why not? Like I always wanted to do it, why not?
No.
Cause you keep it funky. They're not coming back.
Yeah.
They're not coming back. I can't wait for somebody that's not coming back.
No.
And the weirdest part, like the weirdest shit is like when I'm in this mode, that's when I try to attach myself to somebody. And sometimes I put myself through torture, and I'm like, fuck. And I can't stop it. It's not like I'm someone that's looking for pain, but I live in that.
No.
When I went to the gym, people would go to the gym like, oh, it's so relaxing. No, if you heard the shit I was telling myself, you'd have fucking been like, yo, bro, you need to talk to a therapist. You know what I'm saying? Because I went in there to punish myself and shit like that. So it's one of those things like, as badly as I want to do, or as badly as I want X, Y, and Z, they not coming back. The things I want ain't happening. And the only way I'm gonna be able to do shit is if I do it. I can't be waiting on people.
Nah, it's and again, it's doing that and just. And my thing is, unfortunately, now we can't even look at it just at that point, like, oh, they're not coming back. It's also, yo, there's only one life now. You know,
Yeah.
we've seen how life could be short.
Yeah.
We've seen how nothing, unfortunately, is guaranteed in this life. Well, there's a few things. One of them, unfortunately, is death. That's guaranteed. It's
Yeah.
coming eventually for all of us. And while we can enjoy the life we have. Do what you gotta fucking do. A lot of shit.
Yeah. I got another question for you guys, and it's gonna sound a little selfish. My question to you guys is: when is okay? And you guys probably don't know that answer because you're not at that stage of your grief. But when is it okay for you to turn your grief into a celebration? I'm gonna celebrate my mom today on her birthday. I'm gonna go where she likes to go. I'm gonna get on that fucking shark. I'm gonna ride the fucking ride, and I'm gonna go home. But when does it get to? I'm not saying it has to. I'm just
Yeah.
saying someday it. I pray that it does, because I don't want you in that
Well,
deep grief all your life.
Yeah.
Of course, as my friend.
yeah. I mean, we used to go every year for her birthday before COVID happened to this one diner, the Golden Eagle. We went out to eat once, and the waitress gave her her food. She grabs the plate and she goes, "Oh, it's a hot plate." And she's like, "Ah, you gonna tell me after I grab it?" And ever since then, that was our waitress. Every time we went there, she was our waitress. So we would go every year for her birthday to that diner, ask for the waitress, and we will, we order our food, and that's what we would eat. That every Sunday we would go to the Mount Olympus in Yonkers for breakfast, because that was the spot we went to for breakfast when we went out to eat and shit. There are times you do it like it's like when you, I guess the time to do is when the family's together, or that's when it makes it okay. Like I go to movies because that was what me and my mother did. So I need to keep going to the movie theaters. That's an experience that I can't give up. You know what I'm saying? Like people are like, oh, I don't need to go to the movies to see that. Well, I don't give a shit if it's Fast and the Furious 87. I saw all of them. I'm watching them in the movies.
Movies.
Yeah.
I'm used to it. That's how I do it.
Shit. One of my plans is when I'm off, I'm going to the movies. I don't give a shit what's out there. I'm gonna watch something.
Figure it out at the fucking window.
Yeah. Sing 2, Beekeeper, fucking Barbie. I don't give a shit.
Give me that one. Is the in 15 minutes?
To me, the question, the phrasing of it, it's hard to answer because it's like for me, I never knew when it was okay. You know,
That's like I said.
it just started. It started to be a thing, and I also again I've said it on here. I've gotten therapy to deal with a lot of stuff, and that was the one thing they always recommended was that it's like, oh, try not to try to start celebrating things. And even now, during certain holidays, during certain things, I start to do things like my dad would do. And I don't know if it ever feels fully okay, and it feels like it brings that, but it's like at the same time it still feels good, you know?
Yeah.
And it's that weird mix. And I think that's always going to be the balance that's like you should be able to celebrate them. But it's just figuring out emotionally how it feels afterward that's the battle. That it's like it's still it hurts to do certain things.
Yeah.
Like shit. There's
In
bro.
the beginning.
It's one of those where like my dad and me a lot would go. One of our things every Sunday almost to a T, we would go and get fresh baked bread at Weston Beef. We would go to one because we knew the time that they would fucking it would come out, be hot as hell.
Come on. Woo.
And bro, when I tell you I tried maybe a month after and doing it, it was like it just felt empty to do.
Damn, nah.
And even now, it's 7, 8 years now. And I'll go once in a blue, I'll do it. And it still feels weird. And it's one of those I'm like, I want to do it because and I even told my mom earlier, I was like, you know, I want to go this week. I want to go to the bakery that I used to go with him too. And it's like it's not having them there to do it. It feels so weird.
You know what got me through the beginning of the movies and certain things?
Yeah.
I would literally go, all right, mom, let's go watch this shit. Or I would look at the seat next to me and be like, you saw that? And talk to them like they were there. You know, like there were times where I made a big decision and I would like have like remember my uncle smacking me in the head like, yo, bro, just fucking do it.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's one of those things. Is you sit there in the bakery and like, all right, let's go get this fucking bread.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
Like,
and
oh, I gotta
sometimes
do
it happens. Sometimes I laugh because I'm like, I'll catch myself doing things he would do, like, oh, let me get a few of these, let me get a few of that. Oh, those actually look good. Fuck it. And as a kid, I'd be like, why are we buying so much? Who's eating all this? But somehow
It
it would go.
disappeared.
Yeah.
And the same shit now. And I'm like, I'm noticing, I'm like, yeah, let me get a few of these. My mom would be like, why are you buying so much? It's all right,
In a
it would
week.
go.
Yeah.
And it goes. And it's like, and now I'm catching myself doing that a lot with a lot of things. Like now, I think that's when it starts to be okay.
Yeah.
You start to do things unconsciously doing it.
Yeah.
And that's the best way to honor. Because you're doing things that they would do,
Yeah.
and now it's just become force of habit. Like the thing doing that, the on the trip, acknowledging, you know what? I could do this drive, but I shouldn't do this drive. Let me switch. That's right there is that
That was your
I can
mom.
pull it off, but let me not do it.
Yeah.
Like
It's fun.
that's right there. That was your sign.
Yeah. It's funny because the only other person I ever did that to was my mother. I was tired and we was about to get in the car. I opened up the driver's side door. I said, nah, yo, mom, you gonna have to drive. She looked at me, like, you all right? I was like, I'm good, but I don't want to risk it. And ever since then, she's like, now I could trust you behind the wheel of a car because I know you're not going to do nothing stupid. And my head was, I wasn't trying to get you hurt. You know what I'm saying? Because you're responsible for the lives in your car. You
Yeah.
know, but I do notice, like, I take the traits of people. Like, like I'm starting to take the trait of my grandfather. My grandfather knew how to do everything. And he would, like, you had to build something, he would be like, all right, you gonna do it and I'm gonna teach you how to do it. So now I got people doing shit and I'm telling them how to do it. Like, you know, like, oh, you never used a drill gun before? Don't worry about it, I got you. Here, this is how you do it. Go ahead, go do it. And then you try to do it like, yo, if you do it like this, you know what I'm saying? Like I've noticed the traits that I got from my, you know, from the people that pass on. It's just it's still I guess you could call it grieving and shit like that, but it's just still weird. It's like you're that person that carries it on.
No, and that's
And
and
you never
it's
I never feel like I could fill those shoes.
yeah. I was gonna say, and it feels that way. It never feels like you start to think, should I have been the one that takes that spot in a sense,
Yeah.
like doing the things, and it just happens. No one chooses this. No one.
Yeah.
Well, technically, again, if you believe in that, as I do, they're the ones that telling you, nope, you're the one that has to do this.
Yeah.
I said it last week, and I think we've had this convo too, of what my dad told me that day. Again, the fuck was I? I would have never thought. He's telling me that,
Yeah.
and I'm looking at the spot that he was in, and he just tells me, "That's it. You got to be the man of the house," and I'm like, just for lifting a couch? Again, not thinking
Yeah.
what he's telling me. And it's stuff like that. There's little things like that that you start to, again, it goes. But this is these are our roads, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Our roads. These are our stories.
Word. That's
These are our
That's it.
stories.
the issue with getting older.
Unfortunately. Yeah. And it's like, no, and that came into it when they were like, because I remember that was an argument that happened. It was like, oh, let's do this. I'm like, nope. He said this clearly, as deep as we could bury him. Like, I know this as clear as day, and it's like every time I'm like, man, it's those things. It's those, as crazy as it sounds, those are things that fucking sticks with you till years later.
Yeah.
You got to pass that on though. That's what I'm saying to my kids. All
Yo,
that.
so it's gonna be like, yo, you better be fucking doing a TikTok.
Yeah, do something. Make somebody laugh.
Oh man.
I know I'm gone, but I'm gonna be with you forever. I'm watching you. You're my prized possession. I've raised you. I promise you, there's nobody else I'm gonna want. This is for Toe that says she's watching everybody. You bugging. There's only one kid that I used to fucking have a headache with 24/7. That's you. I still gotta have that headache. Don't do that. Don't kill this guy, Toe. Chill. When you almost touched that guy, damn it. That's her. I'm trying to save you. But nah, all jokes aside, from what you said, she's watching the rest of the family. You bugging. That lady had you inside for 9 months. Not nobody else. She's gonna be what? If she had a channel to watch, it's gonna be you and your brother, and you know that. If she had to go, you remember when she grabbed that teacher off the fucking floor? It wasn't for the family. It was for the kids. So yeah, he's definitely watching you guys, her most prized possession. And I'll tell you that as a father. As a father, your most prized possession. It's not the car. Yeah, you love your mom, of course. You love your family. But these came out of you. These are, you raised them. The way they walk, the way they talk, the way they act, that's you. The way you feel about your fishes or your dog, imagine that to a million. This came out of, your dog is related to you. It came out of you. This is your most prized possession. You will find out someday. There's no other channel I want to watch but my kids and my wife. So I could fucking, if she's doing something, well, if I die first, what you doing here, bitch?
Yo, fucking show will make sure to pull any motherfucker like, get the fuck.
Hell yeah, I'm fucking misplacing the
blocking
vibe.
this shit.
This nigga shit don't work.
Shoji's gonna be able to talk. Get out.
My wife, don't be scared. This is my ex. That nigga always does that. We ain't scared of you. Oh shit. Nah, I ain't gonna lie. I'm scared of him. She ain't scared of me
He's gonna
now.
be like, you better not touch my projector, motherfucker.
Like, nah, why you sitting in my chair? That was my chair.
You lucky I can only hit you with wind. Attack. Oh shit. But
Throw a bullet at your ass.
yo, you lucky, bro. Knock this fucking speaker over.